Well, good morning, air signs. Welcome to Quickie Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. This is for Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Let's get started. Let's ask the universe, what is in store for our air signs? Universe, what is in store? What's coming up for our air signs, please? Oh, they're really coming out right now. Now they're going to stop, right? Yeah, they're all at the beginning. Please give me more cards for our air sign reading, universe. What's going to be happening? It's for our weekly reading. At least one more card here, universe. There we go. Any more for this, to start this, yeah, right there, to start this reading. Putting down some burdens, putting down some pain. That's great. Getting it behind. Okay, let's take a look at these. It's a different layout for those of you who have not seen this yet. So, don't be overwhelmed by it. Okay, let's get started, air signs. The overall energy of this reading is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is disappointment, dissatisfaction, rejection in some cases, but mostly it's disappointment. And but if you notice, this figure is looking at the spilled cups. If this figure were to turn around, there's two full cups right behind this figure. Well, guess what? That means there's hope. There's always hope. So all this can turn around in a heartbeat here. So it's a card of hope, not a card of despair, not a card of disappointment, really, maybe temporarily. So let's put it down and let's find out what's in your main energy over here. We have the Death card. This is the card of Scorpio, so you might have some Scorpio in your chart or around you someplace. But this is about leaving the old behind and going forward and going into the new. It's sort of like New Year's Day, the end of the old year, the beginning of the new. So this is moving forward and leaving the old behind. We have the Three of Swords right above the Five of Cups. This tells me that it not only disappointed, you're heartbroken over something. Something happened, it was sad, but it is going to end, and you are going to move forward from it here. You're going to leave it behind. We have the Empress. The Empress is up here too in your highest energy, and this is usually the universe reminding you of who you are. This is who you're going to become. You're leaving the sadness behind, the disappointment behind, and you're going to remember who you are. So the Empress is a loving mother or father, very considerate, kind, forgiving type person. This is who you are at heart. This is you. So you might have lost sight of that someplace along the way for this to show up in your highest energy. It is here to remind you, and that is where you're headed, back to being you. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is under the Death card. The end of the old, the beginning of the new. You've been doing a lot of waiting. A lot of time is ticking by. Tick, 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 tick. So you've been waiting for something to come to fruition. It's like you're waiting for the plant to bear its fruit. And still waiting and just waiting. And that, I think that's part of your disappointment. It's right next to the Five of Cups. It's right under the Death card, which means you're going to be moving forward from that. On the other side of the Five of Cups, we have the Nine of Cups. This is under the Empress card. This is where you're going. You're heading toward a wish. You're heading toward a wish that you've held dear in your heart for some time. It feels like there's 10 cups of love on this wall behind this figure. It feels like you haven't been able to really hand that out. That's part of your disappointment, is when, with that tick, tick, tick on time, are you going to be able to actually hand out all that love as you, as the Empress, has to share with somebody? So I'm disappointed about that. And then over here we have the Page of Swords. So all this waiting, all this time ticking by, you've got your guard up, and you're like, you know what? I think, okay, you're not positive, but you're gonna be. But yeah, you know, this card is saying that I think I'm done with this. My guard is up. I am really paying attention to the things that I am going through. So this card, under all that time ticking by, and it has to do with that, is the Emperor. Now the Emperor is under that disappointment card. It's under the heartbreak card. I think this person has to do with your disappointment and your heartbreak. The Emperor, male or female, could have Aries in their chart someplace, but more importantly, it's the energy. The energy of this card is being stubborn, being like a horse with the blinders on, just kind of my way or the highway. They're usually well liked and well respected by others, but they do have a heavy hand, and they don't really waver much from their ideas about things. So I think it's a stubbornness that kept you in this waiting mode here, that they didn't want to budge off their throne here. They just wanted to stay there and rule. So you're ready. You're ready to cut this person out if need be. Very disappointed, male or female, in this person here with this energy. Might be an Aries or have Aries in their chart. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So this is next to the card of the Emperor. Yeah, it feels like, you know what, I really think you're going to cut this Emperor out. You're going to cut this Emperor out. You're not going to let the Emperor come back in with whatever it is that they have to say in conversation, texting. Whatever they come back with, you're going to block it. I don't think you're going to pay too much attention to it because you have all those cups of love, and you want to be able to hand them out to the right person. You are very, very disappointed in whoever this is right here. And so you're going to block that energy from coming back in. So then we have these other cards over here. And so let's start down here with the Strength card, which is near this blocking over here. So this is the card of Leo. So you might, someone else might have Leo in their chart. But it's the symbol of infinity above the head here, of the person who's actually calming and loving this lion. So it's knowing what you have to do and how to do it. in order to get through it. Now that rhymes. She makes something of that. So this is having the loving strength to do what you know you need to do. That is going to allow you to put down all those heavy burdens that's been on your back. You're ready. This is the 10 of Wands. This is getting ready to just drop them. This is the end of that cycle here. So you're getting ready to drop these wands, cycling out because of the strength that you're going to have, that you do have. And then above the strength card here, we have the King of Wands. This is fire energy. Leo is fire energy. So there could be a Leo person coming in. Because you know what? This King of Wands, male or female, again, carries that staff of new beginnings and the staff of passion. But the staff of new beginnings too. Wow. And this person here is mature mentally. They're not so rigid. This person has more emotion than the Emperor. They're going to be a lot more loving and, not so stubborn. And the King of Wands, male or female, I think they're coming. And so this King of Wands is near this Nine of Cups. So this Nine of Cups is actually becoming a wish come true card. So I think this is really who needs to come in for you. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is up here. It's next to the Empress, who you really are, that the universe really wants you to remember. And this is cycling out. The pain is cycling out. That's wonderful. And because it's the 10, it's right above that King of Wands. That King of Wands, I think when the King of Wands comes in, you're going to forget all about what you've been through. You're going to totally be totally, what am I trying to say, amnesiac as far as what happened with the Emperor. It's going to help those swords cycle out. So, are there any more cards for this reading for our air signs? Universe, any more cards here for our air signs? It didn't really fall out. So, we have the Nine of Wands. This is that heavy burden here. Yeah, I think the King of Wands is going to override that energy. This King of Wands, actually, it's like he grabbed one of those staffs from the Nine of Wands and thought, you know what, I'm going to grab one of these staffs over here from being, you were at your wit's end with this other person. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to offer it to you, air sign, and go for a new beginning. I want to start something with you. So I really think that this Nine of Wands is just confirming the fact that this energy of being at your wit's end, feeling all beat up, worn out, is cycling out. It is definitely cycling out. And then we have the Five of Swords that came out. Now, this is looking back. You're not going to be, this is going to cycle out the looking back at the ex. So there you are, becoming yourself again. The beautiful person that you are, male or female. And you keep looking back at all the hurt and all the pain and all the terrible. It feels like there was some kind of words exchanged or something through conversation. But all that is going to cycle out when this King of Wands comes in. The King of Wands. Male or female? So air signs, this is your reading. Thank you for watching Quickie Tarot.